everyone, today I'm going to show you how to do the Menta Sewing Slouchy scarf. Usually I do my tutorials in French because I'm a French Canadian and I think we're missing some French tutorials on the internet. But for this one, I'll also do one in English. Since my first language is French, please bear with me. I might sometime be thinking about the words or how to say it, so it might take a bit longer. Here is the slouchy scarf. So you can see there is some gathering that has to be done. So that is the back, and there is 3 different sizes. They have small, medium, and large. This one is a medium. There's 6 snaps, so 3 rows of snaps, so you can have different sizes on the same one. So here is what you will need. So first you need a liner, a main fabric. So these pieces are available in the pattern. You also have these pieces. Actually, I have 2 here, but in the pattern it comes in 1 piece and you cut it afterwards. I prefer to cut it right away, and then what I do is I cut my interfacing a bit smaller so that they don't go all around, so it's easier for when I sew. I prefer to use my serger, even if in the tutorial, in the pattern, it says to use a sewing machine. And making the interfacing smaller means that it will be less thick, so that's why I cut it smaller. So the recommended interfacing is a lightweight fusible woven interfacing. For the small part, I cut it 8 inches by 2.25 inches, and for the biggest one, 8 by 4.25 inches. For this one, for my main, I used some cotton lycra, so CL. And for this one, for the lining, I used some micro fleece. I really like to use some bi-peached fabric from Halo Fabrics for the lining because it is really soft. The only thing I didn't have black, so that's why I'm using micro fleece. I'm gonna sew my fabric. We're gonna be put face to face, and I'm gonna sew on the top and the bottom, and it's normal that it's different sizes because the lining is a bit smaller. And at the same time, I will take these pieces and sew here and here. Now that my pieces are sewed together, what I will do is I will put these pieces like that, and I will iron. I'm always having a hard time thinking that word, so I will iron these pieces, and I will turn my scarf and iron as well. Now that I'm done ironing, I will run a gathered stitch here and here. You can use a method that you like, but I'll show you how I do it. It's going to be done on my sewing machine. So my stitch length is 5, and I put it like really on the side of the scarf. So I locked my stitch, and then I'm gonna go through the end. And here you go. So what I did is I just keep some thread here so I can gather right after. And we'll do the same thing for the other side. So once this is done, what I do is I take my bottom thread on each side. Make sure that you got both fabrics in the basting stitch. So I will take my bottom one and I pull. So the reason I make a lock stitch before at the beginning, it's because it's easy. I feel that it's easier. You don't have to pull the two sides at the same time. So and now what I do is I will take one of these pieces, and the reason I like to iron these ones is because it makes a crease, so that's where the size here will go. And when you put them in, make sure that this side goes on the lining side of your scarf. I will measure to see if this is gonna fit. So this is good. So what I do is I like to take both my threads and make a knot so my gathering will stay. Then you take this piece here. Oh, I forgot to say, what I like to do is I like to prepare the other side. So what I do is I just turn it like that. This part is done at the end of the pattern tutorial. So as you can see, I fold exactly over my interfacing, so when I sew there won't be any it won't be too thick. So now what I will do is put this through and take one side and clip it here. Take the other one, and you can see my crease here, so I'll put it over here and clip. After that, I will take my gather and make sure that it's even, well, almost even everywhere. So you make sure that this is a little bit up, that it goes over this piece, because if you don't, what's gonna happen, since it's gathered, you'll see some of this this thing here, you'll see it when you turn it back when it's sewed. So, and you'll have to remove all the stitches and start again, which I did many times. So I make sure that they're all up and I clip. I'll make sure that this one is on the same side as the other one. And make sure to use enough clips. Now we'll do the other side. go sew here. As I said, I use my serger. I know that now I'm gonna go through the micro fleece. I'm okay with it. I did that so many times with my other serger, and I will do it with this one. And if I have to change my blades, I will change them. So now let's go to the serger and sew here and here. So I forgot to say that for this part, what I like to do is use a larger stitch on my serger. A wider, I think that's how I should say it. And when I'm done, I get those two, so I just do a knot. And now you can turn your fabric and you will see if you did that good. If you did, then it shouldn't come out. So as you can see, everything looks perfect. We'll see for the other side. Same thing here. As you can see, what I was saying is you have to make sure to pull all the pieces up, because here's what can happen. I don't know if you can see it. You see this little pieces coming out. That was a gathered part. So that's why it is important that you do a wider stitch and then you make sure that it's all pulled up. So I will take care of it and come back. Now that this is done, what I do is I make sure that this is straight and I put those together. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So what we will do, we'll go to the sewing machine and sew a stitch here. So we'll top stitch. In the middle, sometimes it can get a little bit too thick, so the sewing machine will jump some thread. So what I like to do is use my hump jumper. The hump jumper has two different heights, and what it does is you put it under your foot and it brings your foot straight. So when it skips stitches, it's because your foot is not straight. So we'll go do that. I like to use a 4-length stitch for my top stitching, and I sew really at the side of my my placket, like really here. You'll see when I'm done. So now that I'm coming to the middle, I will put in my hump jumper. It's hard to see on the video, but it's really small. There's not a really big, it's not that thick compared to when I make bags, but it really helps. go. And we will do the other side. And there you go. So now the only thing left to do is to put on the snaps. We'll go do that together. So for the snaps, what you will need, if you don't have any snaps, there's nice little kits, starter kits on Amazon if you want to try them before buying more. So there are kits that you can buy with a clamp and with different colors. What you'll need is this marking tool, a measuring tool. There is a template on in the pattern for the snaps, but after I've done many, I know where they are, and that's how I do it. So I measure 0.75 inches from the top to here, and about 0.5 from the side to there. And I will do a small mark for, of course, I can't see anything. So that's where my snap will go. So the side that I took is the small side, the small piece that will go on top. And I will do the same thing on the other side. I will take this and punch my holes. There you go. And then I will fold my scarf in half. So this top is gonna go on the top of the this piece is going to go on the top of the bigger side. What I like to do is for the first one, because here we're going to have 3 rows of snaps, we'll take this, put it on top, and measure about 2 centimeters, which is 0.75 inches. And I clip. Do the same thing on the other side. And clip. Then now I see my holes here. I'll punch here and go through the second layer, the second piece. Make sure you don't have your hands behind. And do the same thing for the other hole. You can always put your snaps right away or wait till all your holes are punched. What I do is instead of doing the second ones right away, I go to the last ones. I put this like right beside where it's gathered. I will clip it here and here. And I will punch through my holes again. Make sure that when you do that, you don't have your scarf behind. You know, don't put another hole where there shouldn't be one. For the middle ones, I like to measure in between the holes. Even if I did some marks, I want to put that on top because I want to make sure that my holes are at the right place and that they're going to clip together perfectly. So what I do is just make sure so I won't punch right away. I'm just going to make sure that it is aligned. I'll clip this here and make sure that this one is okay too. Hope that you can see what I'm doing. Just going to go on top of my mark. Here it is. I like it when my things are perfect, so I really take my time. So here, you can see that it's good. Here's one, and here's two. So now that my holes are done, I have to say that before I forget. Make sure that when you put in your snaps, that you put them on the right side. Because when I did my French tutorial, I did not do that. I forgot, and well, not that I forgot to tell, and I did put them on the wrong side and had to remove them all. And as you know, it's not easy to remove some snaps. So we want this to snap on top. So this part here, the round, this part, we'll make sure to put it on the wrong side for this piece. So that when you put this here, you're gonna come and clip it. So now I know that I do have it on the right side. So now we'll do the 6 snaps. Now that I'm done with this side, we'll do the other piece that's gonna go on top. So for this one, there's only 2 snaps. So this machine, I got it at Black Rabbit Fabric, which is in a Canadian company that is in British Columbia. Really good service. I just did an order yesterday and can't wait to receive it. And I ordered my snaps there as well. Now that I'm done, what I like to do is to test my snaps, just to make sure that I don't have to press again. So here it is. Here is the Slouchy scarf. That's the back. It is a really nice scarf. So I invite you to go to Menta Sewing Patterns website, Facebook group. There is a lot of patterns available. If you need help, the Facebook group is there. I really love Menta Sewing patterns because it is a Canadian company. The owner is just amazing. If you're lucky, when you look at my tutorial, you will have the pattern. The pattern will be on sale. You'll see my affiliated link at the end of the video. I usually do my tutorials in French, but if you would like to have more in English, I can do that. I know that my English is not perfect, but that will make me practice. Hope you liked it. You have a nice day, and don't forget, go visit Menta Sewing Patterns. Thank you.